What's up, everybody? This is Zero, and today I want to talk about people's uniqueness. When we hear uniqueness, it can be a good or bad thing depending on whose point of view it is. In some instances, it's good, in others, it can be seen as bad. I'll give you an example. Say that you do your own thing, you do something that isn't considered normal or what everybody else is doing, do something that might be considered a little weird. And people at first will look at you crazy and tell you why are you doing this? It's not normal. And then when it starts to catch on for whatever reason, now everybody's doing it. Everybody's like, oh, it's so cool now because everybody else is doing it. And not when it was popular. Everybody wants to keep you in a box and control your actions. And in some cases, people, when it comes to disputes or arguments or, picking what teams are going against one another, they want you to pick a side. And if you don't pick a side, then you're seen as a flip-flopper or as some kind of manipulator or something like that. Or you're seen as weak because you won't pick a side. And picking a side doesn't necessarily make you strong. It just means you just picked a side. Sometimes you can be weak picking a side because you pick it because you feel like you have to pick one or the other. And sometimes you can pick both. But if you want to really pick a side, the side that you should be picking is yourself. Because that side should be the one that you trust the most. And if you can't trust yourself, then I don't know who you can trust. Because you yourself should be the one that you should trust the most. And I don't think that no one should have their uniqueness snuffed out because you didn't want to do things that people want to do, or you didn't want to take certain sides, so people are trying to suppress your uniqueness. I mean, because your uniqueness is who you really are. If you're not being unique, then you're just like everybody else, and how fun would that world be? Wouldn't that be a very boring world if everybody was exactly the same? Think about how music would be if everybody was exactly the same. Would be no point in having different artists doing different music. All you need is like one CD. That's it. With the one song. Because it's not going to make a difference if you have a whole bunch of different songs. Because nothing unique about them. You only need one. Then you have businesses. There wouldn't be any other type of businesses. There would just be one business in one spot. Or maybe several spots because there's so many people around. So, you have the same businesses everywhere. Now, how would that sound to have the same businesses with all the same stuff everywhere in the same type of building? No originality, no creativity, no nothing. Think about how boring that world would be if everybody was exactly the same. And then you would have to look at it. What would be the meaning of life if there was no uniqueness? If people didn't have dreams, hopes, ideals, something to live for, something to strive for, something they would give their lives for, and say to the world that I mattered, I left my mark on this world, and people knew that I existed. And I say this because we don't need to be putting each other in a box. You shouldn't allow anybody to put you in a box, to bottle up your creativity, to bottle up who you are. Your uniqueness is the most valuable thing in the world. It's your contribution to the universe. So use it and be great. Don't let anybody tell you anything differently. If they're too scared to use their own creativity, then so be it. But don't let that stop you. So, with that, I will end it here. I hope you got something out of it. And if you did, hit the like button. Feel free to share if you want. And I hope that you will go out and be great today because your uniqueness, like I said, is who you are. So don't go gently into that good night. Rage against the dying of the light. This is Zero, Wholeness Bounds Vibrations, people, and I'll see you later.